Here's something nobody tells you when you're starting out. There's an invisible wall in personal finance. And once you break through it, the game completely changes. That wall sits at $100,000. And no, I'm not saying that to discourage you. I'm saying it because understanding why that wall exists is exactly how you punch straight through it. So let's get into it. You've probably heard the saying, the rich get richer. Most people hear that and assume it's because wealthy people have access to secret investments, exclusive hedge funds, some velvet rope financial club the rest of us aren't allowed into. And honestly, that's mostly a myth. The real reasons your wealth accelerates at $100,000 have nothing to do with insider access. There are two forces that are available to absolutely everyone. You just need to understand how they work. The first one is the power of scale. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Imagine 3 people. All 3 invest their money at the exact same 10% annual return. Same investment, same risk, same time horizon. The only difference, how much they started with. Person 1 invests $1,000. After a year, they've made $100. That's a nice little bonus. Maybe a dinner out. Person 2 invests $10,000. Same 10%. After a year, they've made $1,000. That's a weekend trip. Person 3 invests $100,000. Still that same 10%. After a year, they've made $10,000. That's a car. Nobody got a better deal. Nobody had a secret strategy. The percentage was identical across all 3. But the outcome was completely different. Because scale changes everything. The more capital you have deployed, the more money that same percentage return puts back in your pocket. It's not about working harder. It's about having more money already working. Now, here's where things get really interesting. And this is the second force. Albert Einstein allegedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. Whether or not he actually said it, the concept absolutely earns that title. It's compound interest. Most people think they understand compounding. Very few actually feel it until they see the numbers laid out in front of them. So let's do that. Say you're saving $1,000 every single month, and your investments are averaging an 8% annual return. Decent, consistent, nothing flashy. How long does it take to hit your first $100,000? 7 years. A long time. 7 years of discipline, of patience, of trusting the process, when the progress feels invisible. But here's where it gets wild. To earn your next $100,000, to go from $100,000 to $200,000, that takes just 4 years. Almost half the time. You didn't change jobs. You didn't double your income. You didn't find a better investment. You just let the math keep running. And it keeps accelerating. The $100,000 after that, just over 3 years. Then faster still. By the time you're sitting at $1 million, compound interest alone will hand you an additional $100,000 in just over a year, without you lifting a finger. This is the snowball effect in its purest form. Picture a small snowball at the top of a long hill. In the beginning, you're basically carrying it down, pushing it forward yourself, gathering snow by hand. It's slow, it's exhausting, and it doesn't feel like much is happening. But slowly it picks up mass. It starts to roll on its own. Then it gains speed. Then it's unstoppable. The bottom of that hill looks nothing like the top. That's why so much financial advice aimed at beginners sounds like a lecture on self-denial. Cut the subscriptions. Skip the coffee. Live on rice. It can feel almost punishing, like you're being told to shrink your entire life just to move the needle a few millimeters. And look, those small wins do matter. Not because $5 lattes are destroying your future, but because every dollar you free up is a dollar that can start compounding earlier. The early stage is genuinely the hardest part, because you are doing the heavy lifting that compound interest will eventually take over. So what do you actually do with all of this? Especially if you're nowhere near $100,000 yet? The first lever you have is time, and this is the one people consistently underestimate. Let's say you're earning $60,000 a year, and you're investing 20% of that, so $12,000 annually, at an 8% average return. After 23 years, you'd have roughly $730,000. Solid, comfortable. But what if you stayed in the game for just 4 more years? 4 extra years of the same contributions? You'd cross over $1 million. The difference between $730,000 and $1 million isn't a smarter strategy or a higher performing fund. It's 4 years of not stopping. The biggest gains always arrive at the end of the journey, not the beginning. Which means every single day you delay starting is a day you're silently stealing from your future self. You don't need $100,000 to begin. You just need to begin with whatever you have right now today. Time is the only resource in this equation that you genuinely cannot buy back. The second lever is increasing how much you invest. And I want to be really specific here, because this is where a lot of people waste enormous energy. I see it constantly. People obsessing over finding the perfect fund, the optimal ETF allocation, whether one platform gives them a 1% edge over another. And yes, fine, that stuff matters at the margins, but it's not where the real game is won. Here's a comparison to make this concrete. If you invest $200 a month for 30 years at 10%, you end up with just under $400,000. Now, if you somehow squeeze an extra 2% return out of the market every single year, which, let's be honest, is extremely difficult to do consistently, you'd have just under $600,000. That extra 2% over 3 decades got you $200,000 more. Impressive? Sure. But now look at what happens if instead of chasing that extra 2%, you focused on doubling your monthly contribution from $200 to $400 a month. You'd walk away with $800,000. That's twice what the original figure was. Not from being a smarter investor, from earning more and putting more in. This is the part of the conversation that doesn't get enough airtime. The stock market is a multiplier. It's an incredible tool for growing wealth you've already built, but it's not a substitute for building it in the first place. The real engine is your income, your skills, your ability to negotiate a raise, build a side business, add a revenue stream, or simply get significantly better at what you do. My own approach, and this isn't financial advice, just what works for me, is to go all in on increasing what I earn in my day-to-day work and career. That's where I can actually control outcomes. And alongside that, I invest a consistent amount every month into index funds. Not because I'm expecting them to make me rich overnight, but to build the habit early and keep compounding ticking in the background. That way, when I do have a large sum ready to invest, I'm not starting from zero. I already understand the process. I've already lived through the ups and downs of the market, and I've got a head start that matters more than most people realize. So here's the takeaway. You don't need $100,000 to start winning this game. You need to understand that time and contribution amount are your 2 most powerful tools. More powerful than chasing returns, more powerful than timing the market, and more powerful than waiting until you feel ready. Start small. Start now, and let the snowball begin. If you found this useful, I've linked 2 more videos below. One on why so many high earners are still broke, and another on the income skills that actually move the needle. Go check those out, and I'll see you there.